My guest tonight starred on HBO's True Blood. He also played Big Dick Richie, stole my nickname, in the Magic Mike movies. His latest movie, Arch Enemy, is available on demand beginning tomorrow. Please welcome our friend, Joe Manganiello. How are you, Joe?
Hey, Conan. I'm great. Good to see you.
First of all, I want to say I love that wolf painting behind you. When you have the combination of the wolf, your buzz cut, and then that evil beard, you are a fierce guy on Zoom. You were the fiercest Zoom call I've ever had. Fantastic.
Yes.
It's amazing. Do you know where I could get a wolf painting? I need a wolf painting behind me because this isn't doing it. I need a fierce yelling wolf.
You know, what's crazy? I had this commission back in the True Blood days. This was my wolf from True Blood, my wolf Thunder that I used to transform into. I had a bunch of pictures. I took a bunch of pictures of them and sent them off to a painter that I was introduced to. And this came out. This is a one of one. But it's funny you say that because I could just call that painter up and have them paint you one.
Yeah, but I don't think a wolf works for you. I think I need a frightened lemur, you know, like a frightened...
I've got an idea.
Oh, who's this? This is your dog Bubbles, is that right?
Yeah, that's right. This is Bubbles.
This is Bubbles. Bubbles is how long have you had Bubbles for?
About a year and a half.
Look at the wolf is trying to eat Bubbles. That's the optical illusion right now.
Bubbles is running from, but that's your painting. This is your painting.
That's
I have
my
a
painting
wolf
right
and you
there.
have Bubbles.
I'm more of a Bubbles guy. What a cute. Let's talk about Bubbles for a second because I know you post a lot of photos of Bubbles. You've got this picture you put up of Bubbles, your dog, sort of as Baby Yoda.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Very nice. Do they get along?
She doesn't really like Baby Yoda. I think she's maybe jealous of Baby Yoda, that maybe we're going to hug Baby Yoda and feed Baby Yoda more than her. It's going to start taking up more attention. So there's a rivalry brewing between the two.
I understand there's another rivalry, which is, correct me if I'm wrong, that Bubbles kind of prefers you to Sophia. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right. Chihuahuas are notorious for just picking somebody, that they pick a person. Right. And she picked me right away. When the shelter brought her over, she actually jumped away from the shelter people, ran over to me to pick her up, and then started growling at the people from the shelter, like, go away. And then Sophia tried to grab her. She growled at Sophia.
Really? So Bubbles doesn't like Sophia, but prefers you.
She likes Sophia now. Sophia feeds her a lot, and she likes that. So anytime Sophia's in the kitchen, she'll run around because she knows there's going to be some food. But otherwise, yeah, it's Sophia's been a little bit jealous.
Yeah,
you know.
I have to say, Joe, I can relate because the first time I met you guys, my immediate attraction was to you, and I was very hostile to Sophia.
They say that tall Irish people pick someone and then you're their person.
Yes.
And I totally understand that. So I've a lot of people out there, they don't know that I sometimes I will hold Conan like this. Conan will give me his belly and I will just rub Conan's belly and feed him treats.
Whenever I get uptight, everyone in my world says, you got to go to Joe's house and let him hold you and rub your belly. And I do, and I immediately calm down.
Yes. Yeah.
We're it's friends that way.
Yeah.
Let's hey, let's talk about your look. I love this look, by the way. This is
Thank you.
You can pull that off. I don't think I could pull that off.
Are you sure? I mean, I don't know. I think it's interesting when you're this tall and you're bald and you have a big goatee, people treat you differently.
People are, they're afraid of you, right?
Yeah, they're afraid.
The baldness and the devil goatee, you got all that going for you. You look like someone who just emerged from hell and is here for vengeance.
I wonder if we could actually do that right now. Like kind of, Conan.
You know, I want to ask you about this because you just brought it to mind. I know that you are speaking about other worlds, nether worlds. You're a big Dungeons and Dragons guy. I mean, you take this very seriously, and you run a D&D game that a lot of celebrities, like A-list celebrities, are in your D&D game. Is that correct?
This is correct. Yes, that is correct.
What is your...
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. You know, all of us used to play when we were younger. It was instrumental for a lot of us in terms of what we wound up doing for a career. You know, for me as an actor, you know, character building, writing backstories. I was doing this stuff before I even started acting or even understood that that was something you could do for a profession. And, you know, certainly the guys who created Game of Thrones play in my group. Certainly that was instrumental for them in creating long form storytelling within a fantasy world. I mean, with dragons and, you know, archetypical warriors and fighters and wizards and things like that. But also you might not know that, like, my trainer of the past 10 years, who was a CrossFit champion, was also huge into Dungeons and Dragons. The Big Show, 7'4".
I know Big Show. He's been on my show countless times. I love that guy. He's fantastic.
So Big Show is in my D&D group and would charter flights from Florida to come in on Friday to play.
And also Vince Vaughn is in your group?
Vince Vaughn is in my group. Tom Morello, Guitar God Tom Morello, all super, like, hardcore serious when we were younger about D&D. And I got the idea to start playing again. And it's become this thing that, like, all of us kind of live for during the week, to get to Friday to play this game and see each other and, you know, talk smack and roll dice and yell at each other. And it's so much fun.
And you are a dungeon master, I'm told, which means you hold a great deal of power and knowledge as dungeon master in the D&D world, correct?
Yes. Yes, Conan. So I'm I'm like a showrunner of our show, where, you know, say Dan and Dave for Game of Thrones were responsible for coming up with the storyline and where the plot was going to go, and then who all the characters are. They're going to step in and interact with the main characters. I'm that person. So I also do all of the voices for all of those characters.
Oh, you do the voices too?
I do voices, yeah. So anytime they meet a new character, I do the voice of that character. If they go into a store, a blacksmith shop, or, you know, an alchemist shop, you know, they might find someone who, you know, hi, Ian's Dan, what can I get you? You know, and it's like these two people from Pittsburgh. Right. He's like talking to him about, like, you know, their blacksmith needs. You know, Yins need a great sword in that. Yeah, we can knock one of them out for you. Come on back to them tomorrow morning.
I love that these guys that run this magical shop are from Pittsburgh.
Yeah. So they keep going back to the shop to make me do the voice. Or, for example, there was a seagull. There's like a character in the group who can speak to animals. So he thinks it's really funny to make me do voices for all these different animals. So he always wants to talk to every animal he can find. You know, is there a, you know, oh, I want to talk to the seagull. You know, the seagull is really unimpressed with everything they've done. You know, I thought you'd be dead by now. This is crazy. And, you know, what's your name?
Chris Walken. Chris Walken is the seagull.
His name is Christopher Squawken. And so he'll fly around and meet them, or, you know, hey, I want to talk to that squirrel and see if the squirrel saw anyone run through the forest. And it's like, okay, here we go. And, oh, hi, what's going on, guys? That's crazy. Yeah, I saw a couple people run by here earlier. And, you know, you're the satanic Christmas animals from South Park.
So where would, let's say I was in this game, you know, let's pretend I'm an A-lister and I'm in this game. What animal would I be? What would you see me being? Do you see, I mean, you're the showrunner, you're the dungeon master. What would I do? What would I be?
Like animal wise or like character wise? Because, you know, you could be a wizard. Well, like, let me ask you a question. Like, you know, would you rather fight with a sword and be kind of some kind of, you know, Conan the Barbarian-esque character, or are you more like a wizard or someone who casts spells?
Yeah, I don't want to personally be in any danger. So I like the idea of being far away from the actual fighting, and maybe I'm doing incantations, or maybe just making threatening phone calls. But I'm not someone who's actually in the nothing. I don't have a sword or a weapon. I can't get hurt.
I like the threatening phone call idea because there's spells where you could like speak into someone's brain. So you could just send evil messages into people's brain from way in the back. That's
what I do here at the late night show with people that work with me, is for years. Writers, anyone who works on the show, I'm playing with their minds. I'm passive aggressive. I think that's my talent.
Yelling at Andy, maybe? I don't know.
That's right.
Yeah.
People don't know this, but when we started the interview, as we were about to start and we were ready to go, Andy was right back here talking as loud as humanly possible. And you were on the line and I was like, Andy, shut the up. And he started yelling back at me and you were loving it. You were enjoying it.
Well, it was like when you're a kid and you're on the phone with your friend and, Mom, leave me alone. They start screaming at their mom. It was like one of those where I was
You got to see our real Andy, are you back there? Did he take off? Where does he go? He's out in the alley like smoking weed. It's unbelievable. It's incredible. This is such an unprofessional organization. He was back there yelling and making noise, but I think he did leave. I think he's in the alley outside the theater. 40% chance he's high right now.
Is that right? Yeah. What's a gateway drug? The smoking the weed. I mean, next thing you know, Andy's on heroin, meth, something.
Yeah. And then next thing you know, he's playing Dungeons and Dragons. So, I mean, you got to be careful.
That's how it works.
I love this. I love that. Now, when you play Dungeons and Dragons, do you guys trash talk each other? Is that a game where you can trash talk? Like, let's say you and Vince Vaughn, do you guys get into it?
Yeah, in fact, Vince's character was attempting to buy a magic carpet. So in the game, there was a shop, what can I get you? And then he came in and, I'd like a magic carpet. And all of a sudden he got into this. It was like a used car battle, where he was trying to work me down over this used magic carpet. And I was this used magic carpet salesman that was like, trying to sell Vince on the fact that he needs the bigger model. He needs to spend a little more money, and he's trying to work me down the road. It went on for 5 to 10 minutes, this improv between Vince's character and my used magic carpet salesman. And everyone in the room was screaming and laughing and on the ground crying.
My question is, where's Sophia when all this is happening? You're married to one of the most beautiful women in the world, one of the sexiest women to have ever lived, and you're in a room playing Dungeons and Dragons. Where is she? Does she approve of all of this?
Well, here's the thing, Conan. She knows where I am. I'm not out in a back alley getting in trouble.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Right. So she always knows at every time where you are and what you're up to.
She knows where I am. Yeah. And I think that's the most important thing.
Let's talk about arch enemy. You play this. This is my favorite character name. A great character, but also great character name, Max Fist.
Yes.
All yes. Right, take it easy. This is a show primarily for children, so let's tone it down.
I didn't dip it in the vat of Crisco. So I was trying to keep it clean. I was just giving you that.
This is an independent film, and there's intense action. That's got to be difficult. I would think it adds to the adrenaline when you're shooting these action scenes and it has to be that precise and you've got to get it right. And there's no, don't worry, the computers will clean this up later on,
Yeah, there's no computer to clean it up later on. That's it. I have to get it practically. But I really love that kind of tightrope walking, and I actually enjoy it. I like those stakes.
All right, let's take a look at this moment from Arch Enemy.
There's a fragment of the cosmic blood in this. It's a synthetic analog, but a scent. A memory, a molecule. I was given power to experience the universe for everyone, all of the timelines all at once, all coursing through my mind, so that I could save them all.
Are you saying that the cosmic blood is methamphetamine?
Maybe I haven't tried hard enough. The cosmic blood. It allows me to ripple through.
What?
Ripple through the molecules. Do you understand me? Let's ripple through the molecules.
Max. Hey!
And we're back.
Okay. For people that don't know, my character, Max Fist, has delusions. He thinks he's from another dimension. And in this dimension, he was something equivalent to like a Superman or the superhero.
Right.
But as you can see from the clip, he might just be having a psychotic episode from meth use. He's a homeless man who is addicted to meth and alcohol and lives in a tent and has these delusions of being from a different dimension. But yes, that's him having a psychotic episode or breakdown on his way to go on an attempted murder spree. So I think there's a lot to unpack there. I had a meth coach on set with me to show me how to do meth.
You could have just gone method and been on meth.
I could have.
That's where meth comes from.
Method acting.
Actors, meth actors are really pretty much on meth. So, it's basically the plot to Mary Poppins. That's they remade it. It's quite different than the one.
Spoonful of sugar. There's a double meaning there.
Yeah, exactly. Joe, my best to you for the holidays. My best to your lovely bride and to Bubbles. I love Bubbles.
Yes. Happy holidays, Conan, from the little Christmas bear.
All right. There is Joe Manganiello and, of course, Bubbles. And you guys take care.